Jake!
Who's that? Whoever that is, quit. Honey. Oh, my God.
If Taryn and Ryan remain doing what they do now, I do think it's going to get worse.
That is advice from one mom of multiples to another on WeTV's Texas Multi-Mamas. Talk about having your hands full on a family outing. That was Candace Hickey there. She is the mom of triplets, and she's here this morning for some advice for moms with multiples on the way, and of course, how timely as Izzy is waiting on twins. And I have to say, when I was watching that clip, Candace, I thought, that's risky, right? To tell another parent, you need to be careful because gosh knows how yours are going to behave at some point. I know you've had your hands full too.
Absolutely. Being a mom of triplets has its challenging moments, and you never know what your children are going to do, and you can't predict. You just do your best as a parent and jump right in.
Yeah. Tell us about the premise of the show. Who has what in terms of quads, triplets, twins?
There are 6 mothers, and we all know each other from the Dallas area. There are 2 twin mothers, Tanya and Stephanie. 2 triplet mothers, myself and Taryn also has an additional child. And then 2 quad mothers, Casey and Suze.
So when we booked you to come on the show, we also solicited Izzy for some of her questions, because I know she has many. And so you guys take it away and figure this out for yourselves while we watch on.
Oh, Ron, thank you. Well, you know what? One of my first questions, and I wanted to talk about basically the pregnancy part first, because a big question of multi-moms is, how do I take my child to term? And how were you able to do it, especially with triplets?
Well, the first rule of thumb is just to listen to your body. If you feel like you're overdoing it, you probably are. You need to sit down, get off your feet. I know my doctor talked to me a lot about just taking it easy. So if you feel some days you're tired, or you feel that maybe something isn't quite right, you might feel some tightening. Because I'd never been pregnant before. I didn't know what contractions felt like.
She won't admit it, Candace, but she was overdoing it until a week ago.
I know.
She's not now.
Okay,
I'm
good.
not now.
Don't, because those are the types of things that will cause you to go into what they say preterm labor. And that's what happened to me. At 24 weeks,
Oh my gosh.
I felt some tightening, and I went in to see the doctor, and sure enough, I was in preterm labor. And bed rest.
Bed rest for 2 weeks. Two months, you
8
said
weeks.
bed rest. Oh my
8
goodness.
weeks.
Okay, so question number 2, did you breastfeed?
I did not. I was very overwhelmed with 3 little babies, so I chose to pump instead.
How did you feed them all at the same time?
That was challenging too. My husband helped me quite a bit, but of course there's 3 babies and 2 of us. So we had to kind of just juggle, hoping that one of the babies would stay asleep while we fed the other 2. Because when they're that small and that premature, you have to feed one baby at a time individually.
And
So
you
when it
need a
comes-
lot of help.
So when it
You
comes to napping, you sort of want to stagger the nap so you can have individual time with each baby. But
I
then
would think you'd want them all sleeping at the same time.
Well, at night you do, right? But during the day.
No, all the time.
All the time. She's right. She knows what she's talking about.
Well,
You do.
I've done the reading, and according to these books, it says you want them all on the same schedule.
Absolutely.
And if one of them is still sleeping and the other 2 are hungry, you wake up the one that's sleeping and you feed them all at the same time.
You are absolutely right. You are. She's a pro.
Well, no, I had heard you say that it's hard to feed all 3 at once. I wonder if you stagger their feedings during the day and try to get them to sleep at the same time at night.
Sometimes it's just challenging. I mean, Cynthia's right. You have to stay on the same schedule. That is the key. Schedule, schedule,
That's the
schedule.
key.
If they're
Otherwise, you
asleep,
could be up day and night.
you wake them up. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the more that you stick to the schedule, the more adjusted the babies become. The sleeping becomes easy. The feeding becomes easy. And
as I saw you say on Facebook, when it comes to getting ready for kindergarten, you're not only filling out paperwork for 1, but for 3. Everything comes at the same time.
everything does. And, you know, the question that's most often asked, how do you do it? You just jump in.
Yeah, you just
You have
do
no
it.
choice.
You just jump in.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice. This was our first pregnancy. You just jump in. That's all you can do.
Triple the
right.
blessings.
Thank you,
the blessing.
Candace.
Yes.
Appreciate you being here. And you
Yes.
can check out Candace at CandaceHickey.com. Also, you can follow her on Twitter. She tweets some cool stuff, Candace_Hickey. So there it is for you. Thank you, Candace, and best of luck as we hope the show continues into a 2nd season. And ahead on Daybreak,